Today we wanted to get out and check some spots that we had not been to in a little while, see if they were holding some fish. First spot we went to had some bait getting pushed up to the surface in small pods, but not a lot of fish on the electronics, so we moved on to the next spot. Wonder what's doing that. Got some rain bait. Y'all come over on this side. You see it? Something's doing that. Y'all got the right baits. No, you see the bait?
Oh yeah.
A ton of bait got pushed to the surface by something. Bait went down, but there was a lot. That bird screwed us. The second spot was a ledge in the middle of a large flat that is exposed to the whole bay's tide. We have seen some pretty cool stuff here in the past, so I wanted to go check it out. It wasn't long after we came off plane I started to see fish on the side scan. I set up to let the wind drift us over these fish. Unfortunately, right as we came off plane, I started seeing dolphin popping up all around us. That turned into a whole dolphin family reunion out there on the flat. In my experience, dolphins will turn off fishing in a hurry, and that was a massive amount. We picked up again and went back to pounding the banks on some grass beds and managed to catch a few redfish before we went home.
Oh.
What are they doing?
No wonder we didn't catch no fish down there.
Death squadron.
Look at all of them.
I've never seen them.
Me neither. Oh, they're coming right at us, look.
Real chill. Hello, guys. Hello, babies.
Oh, look, they're really coming at us.
Yeah, just throw one in the boat. A nice 26-inch trout. There y'all know. Oh my God!
Look. Oh, that is cool.
I've never seen one do that. He ran it down and then just stopped.
Yeah, I've been hooked by you before.
He might have. He said, that white one, it was like 2 weeks ago. Might have to change it up.
Well, they don't like mine no better. So.
I know, and I'm purposely throwing like the opposite of y'all's colors, so
Exactly.
it's not, I don't think it's color. It might be bait. I'll switch to a jerk bait, work real slow. Might work better. That's the first one 100% I can tell you that was a redfish. Too much head weight, you know.
Yeah. Got it? Yep.
Oh, what is it? It's a red. Don't put your rod there, please.
Okay.
Oh no, is that a nice trout? No, it's a red. Oh, we just figured it out.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, come on!
Hey, no.
Well, get him, Mac. Get him. Wait a second.
I'll put this on anchor. Let's work this. I'll keep.
Here, move, Max. Max.
Move, Max.
Okay. He didn't do until the last. He's just swimming with the current.
That's a nice one.
Yeah, it'll work. Nothing to write home about, but it'll work.
That's a fish.
Yeah.
All right, so today we're gonna do a Thai chili redfish. It's on a vermicelli noodle, rice noodle. It's pretty good. It's a different way, you know, if you're getting tired of eating fried redfish or blackened redfish, you know, your traditional ways is a little different. Something you don't see very often. First thing we want to do is dry pat our redfish. We don't want it super wet. We're gonna put in some flour and some salt and do a quick little pan fry. So we don't want the redfish wet. Let's dry it off with a paper towel. And as far as the size, goes for what we want to cut on these, we want long strips. We don't want like we do when we fry and make smaller chunks. I kind of like it, you know, when it gets longer like that. So just finger thick and keep them long. And if you cut out your bloodline, you're probably gonna end up making chunks anyway, but try to keep as many long as you can. Do not cut that way. Obviously cut with the grain, but just keep as long as you can. It'll just float better on the noodles and everything at the end if it's longer. We can set these aside for now and let these chill. So the first thing we're going to measure out is the aromatics. You can do freshly diced, you know, ginger and garlic. Definitely adds a little something to it. I'm being lazy. We're just using squeezed garlic and squeezed ginger. But 2 tablespoons of each. Don't have to go crazy. And the reason we're separating it is it will not be cooked with the sauce. You kind of cook down the aromatics by themselves. And that also includes a teaspoon of red pepper flakes in this. This recipe can be pretty hot as well, so if you don't do well with heat, I would cut back on the pepper flakes and the sriracha that we're going to be mixing. The next thing we're going to be separating is the lime juice. That is the last ingredient. It goes in after the sauce is all cooked. It calls for 4 tablespoons. And it ends up to be about 4 halves, something like that. Doing the lime. Nice little garnish and or serving thing is to just cut some squares, which you can use to kind of put a little lime juice on it after it's served. So save yourself a half for that. Alright, so now we got lime juice, aromatics separated. Now we need the kind of the base sauce. So we start with 4 teaspoons of soy sauce. I like to throw in 1 teaspoon of fish sauce when I'm doing fish. This recipe also works for chicken pretty well, so we do it for chicken. It's 4 tablespoons of brown sugar. Using some dark brown sugar. Sorry, not 4, 6 tablespoons of brown sugar. And then 1 tablespoon of sriracha. It calls for 2. And some srirachas I feel like you can do 2. Sometimes you even do a half. really depends on the sriracha you're using. So start with like a half a tablespoon and then see how hot that is. You can always add it on as a sprinkle in the end. Just gonna mix this up. I'll start breaking down that brown sugar a little bit. Go and measure yourself out 1 cup of water. You're gonna add that as well. Now it's time to bread your fish. Very simple breader. It is just flour and salt. Simple. Yep. Got everything in a gallon Ziploc bag. Just roll it around. Give you some cleanest with you. I will take them out and kind of shake off the excess because you don't want it to like clump up in the pan. Alright, so you got them all dusted off. Covered in flour. A little redfish ghost. Get some oil ready in a skillet. You're just gonna brown these real quick. You know, it's fish. So 2 minutes aside, 3 minutes aside, depending on how hot your pan is. I'll take you over this step. Just gonna get some avocado oil hot on the pan. This is my wok. You can do it in a skillet. I just feel like a wok's a little easier to deal with everything as it goes. So once that oil starts smoking, you're good to go. You can go ahead and start putting them in there. I don't like to overfill it. I like to just flip them. It doesn't take long, so. Just like that. We don't want them really done. Just brown. Okay, so now that you have browned your fish, you need to bring this pan way down. You need to bring it all the way down to low. The reason is we're going to be putting in the aromatics, the ginger and the garlic. The moisture in it can get really explosive. If you put it in here on a really hot pan, it'll bubble up and blow up in your face. So you want to bring that pan all the way down. Once it's all the way down, we're going to make a bed of sesame oil and kind of add those aromatics. Let it cook up. While I'm doing that, while I let the pan cool, I normally like to fill up the pot and get water boiling for the noodles. I think our pan has cooled down enough now. We're going to add that bed of sesame oil. Add in our ginger, garlic, and red pepper flakes. We just want to cook these down 5-6 minutes, something like that. He's not civilized enough for a whole couch. He has a couch. That would be a good idea. So the garlic's starting to brown a little. That looks like enough. Once that garlic's browned, we're going to add the rest of the sauce ingredients. once we've added that, all that water and soy sauce, all that good stuff, we can turn the heat up to medium. No more slow rolling now. Now we want to marry this all together, reduce it down by at least half. You want it to start getting kind of syrupy. It's weird because it doesn't get fully syrupy when it's hot, but you want it close. You want it to really reduce by, like I said, at least half or more. We're just gonna let this come up to a boil. Rice noodles? Cool. I like this one too because it's like a crazy strong sauce on top of a naked noodle.
Yeah.
It's not like a soaked thing. It's a topper to naked noodles. It's like the right amount of reduction right there. Like I said, it's starting to get thicker, but it's not going to get full syrupy because it's so hot. But we're pretty close. We're going to add in the lime juice, stir that in. And the noodles are about as long as I want to leave this fish in here as well. So go ahead and pop the fish into the sauce and start folding it into the sauce, getting it nice and covered. We're going to boil these vermicelli noodles for 2 minutes, then strain and serve. So once we've built up our bed of rice noodles, we're just going to top that with the sauce and the redfish. Serve with a lime wedge and enjoy.
Put a little lime. Delicious.